Good morning, good afternoon, depending on what part of the world you're in. I'm just going to let YouTube catch up, and then I'm going to ask you the question that I always ask. Can you hear me? Am I coming across loud and clear? I think YouTube is catching up any moment. I'm watching it live. So how you doing, guys? It's a beautiful sunny day here in sunny England, and I'm just waiting for YouTube. I don't know what's going on. The broadcast says that I'm live already, but I don't seem to be broadcasting for some reason. So why is that? Aha. So skip that. Sorry if you have to watch an ad before I start. So anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let me know that you can hear me okay in the comments. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to the live chat and just check to let you know if there's any questions, pop them in there. And also towards the end of this broadcast, we're going to go for a maximum of 1 hour. So, from an hour from now, I'm going to be telling you how you could maybe win 100 USDT Tether paid directly into your MetaMask wallet. So hopefully you've got a MetaMask wallet. So you pretty much need to watch all of this broadcast. Now, what I want to do is I want to cover a few things of what we've got going on in the background. Now, the first thing is the Bitcoin saver. Now, we've had a few bugs with it. We fixed those bugs. Now, what we're going to be doing, now we've fixed the bugs and done those test runs, and we will then be updating the Bitcoin server, the Bitcoin saver. And I will make a video when that's done. Now, it looks like the update should be done between now and Tuesday next week. Okay, so the update should be done. And then I shall make some videos on it to make sure everybody understands how the Bitcoin saver works. Okay, but it's pretty simple. If you have a bot and you go into the Bitcoin saver and you've got one bot running, say, and you tick a box to say, I want the profits to be exchanged for Bitcoin. So if let's say your trading bot made you $1, you're saying, well, instead of that dollar staying $1, I want it to be converted over to a Bitcoin, exchanged over a Bitcoin. The amount of Bitcoin that it's exchanged is put in either your MetaMask wallet or it's inside your Binance account. There's nothing in Jonny Blockchain, okay? There's no funds in Jonny Blockchain that trades with. The only funds that you need to have in Jonny Blockchain is you need a little bit of stable coin, which is Tether, to pay for your software service fee, and that comes out every Sunday. So your bot can trade, make profit, and then at the end of the week on a Sunday, UK time, 12 o'clock at night, then your software service fee. So you need an amount of US Tether to cover that. If you're using the DEX bot, you'll need some BNB inside Jonny Blockchain, minimum of 0.04. You can top that up. That will cover blockchain fees. If you're using the Binance, you don't need to put any BNB inside Jonny Blockchain. You're only putting the BNB inside your Binance account, ticking a few settings to make sure that Binance know to use your BNB for the trading fees. Okay. So you only really need to keep in Jonny Blockchain, depending on how much you're trading with, around $10 worth of stable coin, which is Tether. So if you've got lots of bots, obviously if you're trading with a larger amount, 10,000, then you might need more than $10. You would probably need $100 to cover your software service fee. Okay. So just to clarify, the Bitcoin saver, I'm not doing any videos on that yet. I'm not doing any real promoting of that at the moment because it's not finished. It's not how we want it to look in your end. Okay. So that, as I say, over the next week and a bit, that should all be done. And I will then start to do some videos on that. Now, I want to cover some things that I've seen inside the Telegram group. Okay. And one of the things I want to make sure, because I've got this, I'm going to share my screen in a minute. Let's just get this post, because it's a big, long question. Here it is. So let me share my screen. Presentation. So again, guys, if you've got any questions, let's go to entire screen. Entire screen, select share. So I'm going to come up, get my Telegram up and make it almost big. Let me just check YouTube first to see if it's probably better if I check it on the mobile phone. Then I can see whether it's up. So look, I'm going to make this big. And so we got this question here. It's quite a long question. Now, everything I tell you in this broadcast, there's a disclaimer below the video, but nothing's financial advice. You should always do your own due diligence, and you should only trade with money that you can afford to lose. Because obviously when you're trading, whether it be in cryptocurrency, whether it's Forex, if you're buying stocks and shares, everything is risky. And who knows when a war's going to start. And look what happened to crypto when we've had some messing around going on inside over in Israel and out that way. So if you've got, I can't see, I'm hoping, let me just get this up. I'm hoping that you can see, you can see my screen. So this guy here has asked me a big, long question, okay? But the meat and bones of this question is, what would I do if I was trading with $1,000, $10,000, $50,000, or $100,000? Well, I'm going to answer that in simple. I would just use the default settings, and I would obviously not overtrade. And then I would choose the pairs that I want to trade with. I'm not going to, recommend or advise anybody to trade with any pairs. You should do your own bit of research. We've got the trends inside Jonny Blockchain. So this big long question, the simple answer is the default settings. The default settings are for a bot to work when the market's going down. That's what it needs. It needs those funds. And I'm going to come to the whiteboard in a moment. Now, it goes on to say, because this is, he just goes into different scenarios of what you should allocate. Now, as I've said in previous videos, if I've got $100, I would only set up bots worth $80. I would keep $20 in reserve just in case I need that $20. But if I'm using the default settings, then I need to make sure that I've got enough funds to cover the default settings. So in this case, if I've got 100 grand, well, obviously I would have enough funds to cover the default settings. And then he goes on a bit at the bottom and it says, while trading, how much is really at risk? Well, I'm not quite sure anybody on this planet could answer that. How can I say what's at risk? The risk is, I'm going to stop sharing this. The risk is, let me come over to here and stop sharing. Where's the stop sharing thing? Never work with children and animal on the internet. There you go. So the risk is what the allocated funds are, aren't they? If you're trading with $20, you're doing the first trade with $20, I think the capital risk is 622. Okay. So if the capital risk is 622, that's the risk, isn't it? Now, obviously, if the price of the token goes down below, say, 80%, it drops by 80%, you may need some more capital. So that's why I would always say, if you're setting up a bot, even if you've got 100 grand, if you've got 100,000, if you're setting up a trading bot and you're going to put the default settings on and you say, well, I'm okay to risk that capital, I would keep 20%. So if I'm trading with $100,000, like that guy asked there, 80,000 would be set up on bots, and I wouldn't overtrade. I'd make sure I've got enough to cover all of the lots that's needed, the default settings, and I'd keep 20%. That 20% is what I call a crash recovery. So if the price of the coin that one of your bots you were trading dropped below, it used up all those lots. There's 39 lots there. If it used up all those 39 lots and it still went down below that, then I may want to add some more lots on the bottom so the bot can trade. Now, I've seen people getting confused with risk capital and ROI. There was a guy in the chat, and I answered him, but I want to make sure you understand what risk capital is and what ROI is. So I'm going to go to my trusty whiteboard, and I'm going to say that you've got $622, which is for one bot, which is the risk capital. Okay, that's the risk capital. Now you're going to set your bot up, say, to trade with $20, or the stable coin. So I'll just put it in dollars. So the first trade, which is lot 0, is done at $20. Now there's this lot 0 goes all the way down to lot, I think it's 39. Okay, it might be 38, but I think it's 39. Goes all the way down to lot 39. So if the market kept on dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping and never went up, it just dropped right down, and the bot kept buying in, it's going to need this amount of risk capital. Okay, now every time it closes, so it's got all these lots open in here. Okay, so let's say down here at number 39, yeah, we'll use this one, 39, it's used $20, and it closes this trade. It closes that trade. On that $20, it makes a percentage on that $20, not on the risk capital, on that $20. So if it made, 10%, say, that's going to give you $2. And you're going to see that your bot's made 10% ROI. That's how it works. Now, out of that $2, we'll just keep it simple numbers. So you've traded $20 down here, even though you've got now, 602 of risk capital. Well, you haven't actually. You've got 600 because he's giving you $2. So you've now got $600 of risk capital. You can't take the ROI on that one and then add it, say, well, you've earned actually 0.000, whatever it may be, because this lot is closed. These lots are not open. So what you have is you have realized profit, which is what this is, and unrealized profit or unrealized loss. You can only register a loss if the bot closes a trade in a loss. So if it closed this lot 39 and it didn't make 1%, it made a loss of 1%, then you've got $18 over here, $18. And so your percentage would be minus 0.02%. Okay, minus 0.02%. So you've registered a loss on that because it has to do a complete transaction. A complete transaction is one buy on one sale. If you've got 38 buys and you've got one sale, we work out the ROI on the sale, not on the risk capital, because that risk capital, let's put it this way. I want to rub this off because I want to make sure people understand, and you can't believe how many people interfere with their robots and close their lots off at a loss themselves. And I just don't get it. I really don't. The idea of a trading bot is so you don't get your human emotions involved. Now, we make it so that you can get involved if you want to, because there is some people that, maybe a bit more experienced, and they say, well, I'm going to play around with the settings. But if you're a complete beginner or you just want to leave it on autopilot, the default settings have been built over 9 years and tried and tested over the last 18 months. And we're still improving them as we go along. As we get new data coming in, we improve the bot. We're at the moment, we're monitoring to try and understand what we could do when the price of Bitcoin goes down. What's the bot doing? What's the performances? We haven't got enough data on that. We're just collecting that data, and we'll improve the bot as we go along. Now, my wife, this, again, nothing financial advice. I'm just telling you. My wife, and I'm going to use her as an example. She put she put £10,000 into a savings account. a savings account where they said to her, you've got to lock that for 5 years and you'll earn a percentage, a variable percentage, because we're going to invest that $5,000 in. And it gave her a list of all the things that they're looking at, cocoa, blah, 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 you know, oil and da-da-da-da-da. So they take her 10 grand, allegedly, and they say to her, at the end of each month, we'll give you back a return. My wife was getting, on a monthly basis, right, from this high risk, the bank told her, high risk. So what they told her is she kept it in there, and then each month she got a percentage, something like this, right? So 0.1001%, okay, on her 10 grand. That money there that she'd earned there, and if I get my calculator, I'm not, because I'm not maybe as clever as you lot, but I'll just tell you, just to make it clear. So get my calculator, 10%, 10,000, and then times that by 0.001%. It's 10 cents, isn't it? 10 pence. So that 10 pence that she got, because it was in pounds, sorry, that 10 pence that she got was paid into her bank account. She could not touch this for 5 years. That's risk capital. That is your profit. So if you've got a trading bot and you're putting in 10,000 for say, or 1,000 or 500 or 100, you have to sort of forget that, don't you? You forget what's going on with this. You've got to look what you get here. Okay. So if you was doing, you know, this was a trading robot, this is a month in the bank. So she was getting 10 pence a month sometimes. Sometimes you might get 50p a month. Sometimes you got a couple of pounds a month on her 10,000. But her 10,000 she couldn't get back for 5 years. So her risk capital, she could never spend that. She could put in, I know she could put in a letter and say, you know, I need it, and she could release it. She'd have to pay a redemption fee and all that type of stuff to get it released, unlocked out. But if she didn't do all that and didn't want to pay that fee, she just collected her savings, grew by whatever this made. So her 10,000 at the end of 5 years, she'd get back, and whatever she made along the way would be paid into her bank account. Jonny Blockchain, really, you've got to look at it the same way. Whatever you allocate to your bots, so if you're going to trade with $10,000, whatever you trade with your bots, whether it's $1,000 or whether it's that $620, you've got to forget that, haven't you? Now, the problem is, what people do is we'll take the bank scenario and we'll also take the bot scenario. So I'm going to put here the bot, and here I'm going to put the bank. Now, the bank, if they go and invest in, say, let's say they do a Bitcoin ETF. They go and say they buy Bitcoin. So they buy Bitcoin with your money and everybody else's money, and they sell you a bit of the Bitcoin, okay? Or they give you some interest off the Bitcoin. They might go and buy gold. They might go and buy cocoa beans. They might buy wheat. Now, let's say they was investing in a wheat company that was in the Ukraine. That money would be at major risk, wouldn't it? Because Russia's now and Ukraine have got a conflict going on. Let's say they was investing, the bank was investing in oil out Israel way. That would be now at risk. But what you don't see with your eyes, the bank managed the risk, because they've not only got your 10,000, they've got a million other people's 10,000. So they say, well, this fund's here, where there's the funds that belong to this person are going to lose money. But the funds we got for 20 other people are not losing money. So what we do is we take some profit from over there and we pay it to this person. So you don't see what's going on in the market going up and down. So your human emotions are completely disconnected from this side here. All you see is this 10 cents or 10 pence or 50 pence or £2 or $2 or €2 or whatever it is. coming into your bank account. Excuse me. But when it comes to the bot, you do see it with your eyes, don't you? You're looking your Binance is a perfect example. You put in a $10,000 or $1,000. I'll keep it nice and sweet. We say $1,000 inside Binance. You don't set up any bots. You just put it in there, and you go and buy some coins: Bitcoin, Litecoin, XRP, Solana, AVAX. I don't know what coins. You bought some coins. What Binance will do is they'll show you minus and plus. They'll say, "Oh, you're in the red." And it will be marked up in red, and it will say, "I'll do it in dollars." It will say in dollars 226, and it's a minus. It's all in red. Now, you haven't traded anything, have you? You've just bought some coins, and your balance has gone down. People are doing this in the bot. They're seeing it go down. They're seeing the coin go down. They're saying, "Hold on a minute, I put in $1,000. It's only worth $800 now." And they panic, and they go and sell and take back $800. They just lost $200 from their own stupidity and own human emotions have got involved. Had that been blind from your eyes and you couldn't see it, and it was the bank scenario, you wouldn't know that your risk capital was gone down today. You wouldn't know that. But because you do know that, people are saying, "Oh, all I can see is I started a bot and I look in Binance and my prices are going down." So they're going down. That's what trading's about. Trading is about when the price goes down, a robot will find its bottom. It will find its bottom and it will buy in another lot. And if that bottom happens to go down by 20%, I mean, let's face it, Bitcoin could go down by 30, 40% in a day. I saw it at the start of COVID. I saw the Bitcoin drop before my eyes in 2019. I saw it drop before my eyes. I think it was 37% in an hour. I watched it. Now, what you should be doing is this. This is what you should be understanding with your bot. If you've got your bot and you've allocated the default settings, if you've got a bot, first off, let me say, if you've got a bot where you set it up and you change the default settings and your bot stops, because what you've done is it had 39 lots. You say, "Well, I haven't got $620, which is fine, but I'm going to delete some lots off of the bottom. And now I'm going to leave it with 3 lots or 2 lots or 4 lots. But the price drops. If the price drops and the bot buys the 4th lot because you've only set 4 and the price drops a bit more, obviously now you've just got to sit and wait. Your bot's got no way of trading its way out of debt. The default settings allow the bot to trade its way out of debt. You just got to say, "Well, I'm allocating some money and I'm going to set up one bot. I'm just going to do it on the one bot scenario. And I've got $622, and that $622 is sitting in Tether or USDC inside my MetaMask wallet or inside my Binance account." Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my bot up for the first trade. I keep going to write pounds and dollars, but and I'm going to set the first one up. So lot 0 is $20. Now, that you need to be blind to. You need to forget that, don't you? You need to say, "Well, that 622 is my risk capital. That's what I'm prepared to risk." Now what you want to do is this bot might do this lot 0. I've got bots that have done lot 0 that have done over 1,000 transactions. So it means that lot 0 has bought, then sold, bought, then sold, bought, then sold, and it's kept doing that. It hasn't gone below that. Now, again, coming back to ROI and risk capital, if that would have sold 1,000 times or 100 times, what's 100 times 200? 20. 100 times 20. You do the maths. It's a lot more than 620, isn't it? So somebody said, like I said earlier, said, oh yeah, but Jeremy, shouldn't you be including the risk capital in the ROI? No, because what happens when the risk, this bot used 20, made a profit, used the same 20 again, made a profit, used the same 20 again, made a profit. Now, when that bot's got 100% ROI on that single lot there, it's only used lot 0, the 101 trade it does is free money, isn't it? Because it's made $20 profit. And now the next trade it does, it's free money. You see, because it's using the profit. Now the risk really is practically 0, providing the price don't go down to use up 39 lots. So again, we only work the ROI out, which every trading platform does the same. This is not unique to Jonny Blockchain. Go on Forex. You trade on Forex, you deposit 10,000, and yet or in Binance and use their trading robots, OKX use their trading robots. If you put in 10,000 into your trading robots and the bot makes a profit, makes a sale, makes a buy, makes a sale, makes a buy, makes a sell, it makes the profit on what it's sold, not what you're risking, on what you sold. If I had a garage and I decided to say, right, well, I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy 10 wooden oak tables, and I spend $622 on all these tables. The British government, the tax office, are not interested in what my tables are. They're sitting in my garage. At the moment, my risk capital is $622. But I don't have that $622 in my pocket anymore because I've got a garage full of wooden tables. Now, I go and sell those tables and make a profit, whether I sell one of them or 2 of them or 10 of them, depending on how many I buy. I know you won't get many for $622, but you get the story here. Once I go and sell, a couple of things are going to happen. I'm going to make profit or a loss. If I make a profit, I've got to pay tax on that profit. The government are going to want their piece of flesh. But while their tables sitting in my garage, unless I'm a business selling tables, and then that's completely different, as I'm a personal individual and I've got some second-hand goods sitting around my house, a second-hand high chair or a second-hand heater, the government are not interested in what I've got in my house until I sell it. If I own a property and I don't have no mortgage to pay on my property, and I'm sitting in my mortgage, sitting in my house. Let's say my property was worth $500,000. If I'm sitting in a property that's worth $500,000, the government are not interested until I sell it. The property is my risk capital, isn't it? It's what I own. When I sell it, I'll either have to pay income tax, capital gains tax, or some other tax if I gift it to somebody else. So you must understand, risk capital, it's got nothing to do with ROI. ROI happens at the point you do the sale, not on the risk capital. Yep. And so when your trading bot is trading, you gotta turn your eyes to this is blank. Now, coming back to this scenario, I've said I'm allocating risk capital 622. Sorry, got tongue tied there. Now, let's say that this lot buys and sells and makes a profit. I'm just going to keep numbers simple, 10%. Okay, so there's $2 over here that the bot's made. This column here is profit and loss. Let's say lot 1, lot 2, lot 3. That'll do. So we get down here, we spent $20 here, no profit being made yet. $20 here, no profit being made here. $20 here, This bot, this lot here, buys and sells, and it makes $2. Makes you that 10%. Okay? So this could happen quite easily. I don't know whether you could see that very well. So it opens up lot 0, makes a profit. Then it buys lot 0 again, and then the price happens to drop, and it buys lot 1. It can't sell it because the price keeps dropping. It buys lot 2, can't sell it, the price keeps dropping. Buys lot 3, it's made a profit of $2, and it buys lot 3 again. This side here is your risk capital. You know it's going to be no more than that up there, 622. This column over here is your profit and loss. These ones are not showing a loss or a profit because they haven't been sold. This one has because it got bought and sold one time when you opened up the bot maybe, or 2 times or 10 times, doesn't matter. But then the price started to drop. Then it found the bottom and it made a profit here. This $4, providing you're not over trading because you've got the 622, this $4 is a bit like my wife's savings account. That is available for you to spend without affecting this side, whatever you like. That's why we've got an earnings calculator. It's not a place where you can withdraw because these funds are already sitting either in your MetaMask wallet or they're sitting inside your Binance.com or your Binance.us. These funds you can go and pay the bills with. These funds you can go and spend with. These funds you could say, well, I'll wait until I've saved up another $622 and I'll open my second bot. Or you may have the Bitcoin saver on that says, well, every time that $10 is made, and at the moment I've only got 4, it saves me Bitcoin. So this you can spend if you're not over trading. Over trading means that you don't have $622 and you leave it on the default settings and then it gets down to, I don't know, maybe you got $100. You've got $100. Let's change this for $100. You've got $100 up here. Well, 2, 4, 6, 8, lot 4, 20, right? And then lot 5, 20. Well, it could buy that one. 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 It could buy that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's your $100. This one, stop. The bot will stop itself because it hasn't got the money to buy. Now, I've seen people in the chat say, I don't know what's going on with the bot. It just keeps buying. Well, of course it keeps buying. That's the bot strategy. When the market goes down, if the market keeps going down and it doesn't get any recovery at all, so it goes down in a straight line, your bot is going to buy. It's going to buy. Now, so let me see what we're doing for time. We've got 10:03. So if there's any questions, I'll come to those. I'll have a quick look in the chat to see if we've got any questions. But what I want to do is, if I can, I just want to carry on. Now, keep watching because towards the end of this video, I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you what you need to do to see who's going to win $100, basically, $100. Fees are taken out of profits with small risk capital. Fees are taken out of your profits. When you do a trade, there's a video inside the user guide, that people need to understand about the profits. If you earn $1, if your bot says you've earned $1, the bot must have made more than $1 because it has to take into account the fees. So if the fees were, say, 50 cents, well, then your bot's made $1.50, but it tells you it's only made 50. So in that green box that you see, that amount is after trading fees either on Binance or after trading fees on the blockchain fees. So the profit you see inside your bot, when it says you've earned 10%, that's clear profit. Now, out of that profit, you then have to pay your software service fee, and you pay that at the end of the week. Now, so that means that you don't pay unless your bot makes a profit, does it? The only thing you're paying out of pocket is the $25 license fee and then a few trading fees if it buys some lots, or blockchain fees if it buys some lots. But you're not paying a monthly subscription like I know every other platform does. Now, if you've got a bot running in Jonny Blockchain and the market's dropping and you're not making much profit because the market's going down, and you're waiting for we're waiting for a little bit of a turn in the market, and you were paying a monthly fee, it's not nice, is it? It's really going to hit you, where you only pay when your bot makes a profit. Right. So let me just show you this. So hopefully you understand that your profit column is what you can spend. And we show you a calculator inside Jonny Blockchain. It's a calculator so that you can calculate what you've earned in profit, that if you're not over trading, you could spend that amount. Okay. So people ask me all the time, what's the best strategy, Jeremy? What's the best strategy? The default settings are the best strategy, but you've got to make sure you've got the funds to cover that. So if you want to make an income from your bots, your bot needs to be able to trade. So you've got to have that risk capital. You can decide what your risk tolerance is, if you like. So, I could say, your risk tolerance is $622. Your risk tolerance might be 100K. Now, the chances of it using on all of your bots, let's say you've got 4 bots set up and you've got $600 on each one. The chances that that's going to use all the lots on all the bots is pretty remote. You're going to find that 90% of them, when there's a bear market, it will use all the lots, or it will use a good lump of the lots. So I haven't got any bots at the moment that have gone down to 39. I did have before we've done some updates on the buying and selling things, but now my bots, I haven't gone below 18. I've got some bots that have bought 18 lots, but I haven't gone this buying and selling at 18. And OM is the coin that I was trading, and feet that I was trading, it used those lots up, and now it's starting to make a profit. But also what you've got to look at is, when you're using a trading robot, is you've got to look at what your profit is. Now, I get some people say to send in support tickets and their bot might have done 50 trades, 50 buy and sells. One transaction is a buy and a sell. That's one transaction. It's completed the transaction, buy and sell. A bit like when you go to your groceries, you fill up your shopping basket. They're not yours until you've completed the transaction where you hand over the money, you can walk out with them. Same with a trading robot. When it buys the token, it is your token, but you haven't made any profit on it or made a loss on it until you take the loss, or the bot takes the loss, or the bot takes the profit. Okay. The only 2 ways that it can lose, which is 99.99%, it loses a trade when people close the bot because they're panicking. Don't panic. You've got to let the bot do its job. You've got to let the bot trade. Now, some people, we've had support tickets on this. I think you're going to be amazed, because I read the support ticket and I think, really? You're asking that question? We have somebody that's got a bot, and say, let's say it did 30 transactions. Okay, so 30 transactions means that it's done 60 physical actions. It's done a buy and a sale, but the bot will record that as 30 transactions. So it did buy, it did sell, it did buy, it did sell, it did buy, it did sell. Now let's say that this bot was made a profit of 10%, and I'm going to say after that it's $2. Okay, $2 profit. So it did 30 transactions. It made $2. Right. Then it does a transaction down here. Does a transaction. So that's a buy and a sell, and that one it made a loss. Of 10 cents. Well, I'll make it 50 cents. Let's say it made a loss. We get support tickets. Say, is there something wrong with my bot? It made a loss. And we think, oh, okay, let's go and check to see what happened. And yeah, the bot made a loss. it brought back a negative profit, which it made a loss. I didn't think the bot, should we say, yeah, that's correct, the bot made a loss. They replied back, I thought this bot didn't make a loss. So I don't know why people would think a bot can't make a loss. It's a trading bot. If we don't pluck the numbers out of where the sun don't shine, do we? You know, the trading bot, for whatever reason, goes to sell the lot. If it thinks it's going to make a loss because the fees are too high or the price is changed, it tries to abandon the trade. But if it can't abandon the trade, it will bring back a loss. But what is this person lost? They say, oh, I made a loss. I made a loss. I made a loss. So, excuse me? You made a loss? Don't you mean you made a profit? Of $1.50? Why are you looking at one loss or two losses or three losses? You've got to look at the overall profit. Surely, you know, a racing car driver does 10 races. He wins 9 of them and loses 1. Still an amazing car driver, isn't he? This bot will, without doubt, sometimes make you a loss, and it will be the bot's fault. But you have to look at what your overall profit is. Now we've got another support ticket. This guy really amazed me. And I'm sorry if you're one of the people watching, because you know who you are. You sent the support ticket in. But this one really, really did amaze me. He sent in a support ticket and he said, my bot, I've lost $8. So I saw the support ticket. I thought, let me go and have a look. He's lost $8. That's a lot of money. He's lost $8. I went in. He had 27 bots running. '28, 26 of those bots never had one loss. They'd done hundreds of transactions. He was up in profit, and he knows who he is, $278. He was in profit of $278. I'm not going to tell you the person's name, but they'll know who they are. 27 bots. He opened a bot. 27. That bot was trading with $100 because that's what he'd set his bot up with. And it made a loss. It only did one trade and it lost him, believe it or not, I couldn't believe it myself, $8. $8. He sent in a support ticket complaining that his bot had lost $8. It did one trade and it lost $8. We don't know why it happened, but it did. It maybe didn't sell at the right time. Maybe there was a bug in the system. Maybe there was a communication. I don't know what the problem was, but it made a loss. But I looked at his bots and I thought, well, hold on a minute. Your bot in 7 days has made $278 and you've sent me in a support ticket to say you've lost $8. Now, I don't know if you need to be a rocket scientist to work out. He hasn't lost a penny, has he? He's made $270. And one of those bots lost him $8. So if he got a return of $278 and he lost 8, he's made $270. We've got to look at the big picture. Don't pick out one. I don't know why some people love negativity, don't they? They love to let me find the problem. Let me have an A stack. Let me see if I can find a problem in there. Let me find that A stack and let me see if I can find a matchstick in there that's going to set it all alight and burn it all down. And they will look for that. You'll have other people that will try and analyze what the bot's doing. My bot never sold when it should have sold. Never sold. So the bot never sold. The bot's a bot. It's not going to get every profit. It's not going to pick up every trade. It may miss some trades. That's how it goes. It's a trading robot. It's not a, it can't create magic. If it was if it had 100% success rate of buys, there'd be something wrong, wouldn't there? Because I would be a multi-zillionaire, wouldn't I? If I could create a robot with my programmers that didn't make a mistake, that didn't bring back a loss. So I'm going to go to the chat because we've not got long now. We've got 15 minutes left. And let's see if I can see any questions. I heard using Binance is more profitable than my... No, I've not found. So I put this one on the window, on the display there. So this person, Gary, says, I heard Binance is more profitable than MetaMask. Well, I've not seen that. Our data doesn't show that. There's more people using Binance than there is MetaMask. So I don't understand. I'm a bit confused, really, because when we started this trading robots off, and I go back 9 years, we used to do an arbitrage bot, but we found that got more and more difficult because some coins had the same ticker. So there could be, for example, Bitcoin on one exchange, and on another one it says it's Bitcoin, but it wasn't. It was a different smart contract. So the arbitrage was very difficult to do. So we moved away from arbitrage and we developed the bot that we got now that did this trading strategy. Now, we only had, in the early days, 9 years ago, and I know there's a few people on here that was with me then, you could trade on Binance.com, Binance.us, Coinbase, HitBTC, Huobi, OKX, KuCoin. There was a big lot. There was about 20 exchanges that we could trade on. Okay, but we found that to be a nightmare because you've got to keep up to date with the API keys. And when we had that, we then whittled it down and we went to Binance, biggest exchange. Probably a centralized exchange in the world for cryptocurrency. We went to Binance. So because I'm in the UK, we tested Binance.com first because I don't have a .us. Now, when we were testing that, people asked us, Jeremy, it was at the time FTX were going under, and Cryptopia, BlockFi, and a few others that were going under. And we really wanted to get away from centralized exchanges and go over to decentralized because then you're definitely in full control. You're not in control of your funds if they're in Binance. You're not in control of your funds if you're in Binance. Binance own your coins, not you. Not your keys, not your coins. If your funds are inside your MetaMask wallet, they're yours. What you decide to do with them doesn't matter if the government decide to shut down MetaMask. Providing you've got the private keys, you can go and open up another web-free wallet, import the private keys, you've got all your coins. If the government decide to shut down Binance in your jurisdiction, which they've done in a lot of jurisdictions, you could lose your money. If Binance CEO decides he's going to nip out the back door with all your money, like FTX did, like Cryptopia did, you've lost your money. Okay? So you've got to risk what you want to do. I don't understand why everybody wants to move to Binance because they think it's more profitable. There's more trading pairs on there, but there's more risk, I believe. And the risk is they own your coins. The risk is they can delist a coin, can't they? Now, on a decentralized exchange, PancakeSwap cannot delist a coin. The only people that can delist a coin, which it can't be delisted because it's on the blockchain, is if they take the liquidity out. So we look, when we're trading on Pancake, we look for big liquidity that's locked up. Because if somebody drains all the liquidity, then your bot can't sell. So there's the risks. So I haven't seen, if there's more people on Binance, but there's no data that backs up on our side to say that Binance is more profitable. Simply not true. You'll see people saying my Binance bot because they see them buying sells on the chart. They'll say my Binance bots are doing well. So you'll see, because there's more people trading it with Binance, it's been posted in the group that much more. So people automatically think that Binance is more profitable, and it's not the case at all. Okay. If you're in the US, the Binance fees are just extraordinary. They're just crazy. They really pull your pants down if you're in the US because they've got to pay so much regulation, taxes, and God knows what. If you're in Europe and the UK, you pay a lot less with Binance. But if you're in MetaMask and you're using PancakeSwap, doesn't matter where you are in the world, we're all paying the same blockchain fees. Okay, so there's no, Gary, I can't say that that's actually true, to be honest. So where's Gary? He's up here, so I'll hide that one. What about the pool thing? What about the pool thing? I'm not sure what that is, the pool thing. So you'd have to tell me what that. I'll just put that on there. It says, what about the pool thing? No idea what you're talking about there. Sorry. This one. Do you a copy trader to make it easy with different settings? The default settings is your copy trading. The default settings have been tested for 18 months. Now, we will be having a copy trading where you could copy another trader that's maybe edited their settings. But if you don't know nothing about trading, the default settings are what for you. You just need to make sure that you've got the the funds. I don't know why people think that the default settings are not good. I don't understand, because we tested it for 18 months and we found those default settings are the best settings for a bear market. Obviously, in a bull market, you only need one lot, don't you? Lot zero, because this price is going up all the time. A donkey can make money in a bull market. You want a bot to trade when there's a bear market. Now, obviously, it's harder for it to trade because the price is going down. But the default settings are the best settings for bear market. Okay, so I like that one. Copy trading settings feature. I've just covered that. What is causing my bot to shut off for no reason? Well, your bot don't shut off for no reason. It's impossible for your bot to shut off for no reason. You need to go into your bot, click on the magnifying glass, scroll to the top of that pop-up. There'll be an error log. Click on that error log and it will clearly tell you there why the bot is stopped. It will be that it's not got enough funds to trade with. It could be that you've sold the coin that it wants to sell now. You did it manually yourself inside your Binance or your MetaMask. Could be that it gets an unminted transaction on the blockchain. Could be an API problem. Whatever the problem, the bot doesn't stop for no reason. The bot don't wake up one day and say, I'm going to switch his bot off. There'll be a specific reason for your bot to say why it's switched off. You just need to go and look at the log. Now, there is some logs that we're going to change that stop the bot that we feel doesn't really need to do it. Like it might say unminted transaction. That means it couldn't complete the transaction on the blockchain at the price that it was done. So it ended up shutting the bot down because it wasn't nothing to do with blockchain fees. It was some other reason that we get back from the blockchain. We use the blockchain's API keys. Okay. So we're using Binance, Binance Scanner's API keys to check the transactions so that API key can have a communication problem as well, just like Binance can. So if your bot stops, it's stopped for a reason. It can never stop for no reason. So if you're not sure what that reason is and you can't find it, send in a support ticket. Is it possible to configure a profitable DEX bot with only $50? Well, of course it's possible in a bull market. But if you're in a bear market and you've got $50 and the price, you're using $20 for the first lot, and the price then drops down by, I don't know, whatever percentage, and it buys the next lot. So now you've used $40. Now you've got $10 left, and it wants to buy lot 3. Well, and you set it so that it uses the $10, and it still can't make a profit. Now it wants to buy lot 4, but you don't have any more money. So you can play with the percentage drops, but there's no recommendation for a percentage drop, because how do we know what coin you're trading? How do we know what's going to happen tomorrow? How do we know that America's not going to wake up in a few hours' time and say they're going to war with my big toe? I don't know, do I? I don't know what's going to happen. So nobody can predict the future. You just understand this is a trading bot. It trades the market. It doesn't make the market. It doesn't predict the future. All it does is trade the market. Okay, so if you've got a smaller amount, then set up with. Go and look in the user guide. There's a 2-lot strategy and a 3-lot strategy. Maybe you could use one of those strategies with 2 lots. I don't know what that is. If a common pool can decide for us to contribute, this way we can take the risk of bigger. I don't understand that question. If a common pool can decide for us to contribute, this way we can risk a bigger limit. I don't understand what that means. Sorry. I subscribe to the DexBot to set it up lots. Let's have a look at this one. I subscribe to the DexBot and set up lot 0, but it refused to save as the well, that means if it refused to save, there's 2 reasons why that won't save. If you're using the DexBot, it's you haven't connected your wallet, or 2, you've got no funds in your wallet. You've either got no BNB and you've got no you've got no stable coin in your wallet, and you haven't got any BNB in your Jonny Blockchain wallet. If the bot can't make a trade, because what it does is when with the DexBot, as soon as you connect it to your MetaMask, it goes and has a look. If you've got no money in there, it's not going to let you save. If it can't connect to your DexBot, it won't save. The button will be grayed out. It needs to be able to connect to your MetaMask wallet for the DexBot. If you're using it on a mobile and you're using a Chrome browser or a Firefox or whatever browser, it won't connect on a mobile device because you have to use MetaMask's browser. There's a video in the user guide to show you how to do that. If you're using a PC, it could be that it's not connecting to your wallet. You would have to, do a screenshot is the best thing and put it inside the Telegram group so that we can see what the problem is. You can't send a screenshot into the support ticket, but you can open a support ticket inside, inside the Telegram group. The original pool fund request is at the top of the chat. I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. The original pool fund request is at the top of the chat. I don't know, Gary, what this pool fund is. I don't know. Sorry, mate. Can't answer that. I connected and got BNB. So you need to, he says he's connected, he's got BNB. So it's a communication thing. So you need to send, Alpha, you need to send in a screenshot. Show a screenshot inside, your bot, the whole screen, the full screen. So we can see that you're on the right blockchain, that you, and we can check your profile, go and check your wallet. You can send in a support ticket. You can't send a screenshot, or you can post your support ticket in the chat, okay? And we'll deal with it there for you. So let's go down. So let's see if there's any more. Right, so guys, 2 minutes. If you want a chance to win $100, I'm going to make it fair because I was going to give it away live on the call, but I'm not going to do that because some people are in bed, and that's not fair, is it? So when this broadcast ends and you've got the comment section comes back up, you need to post your wallet address, your MetaMask wallet address, just your MetaMask wallet address. And I'd like to see a comment of why you like using Jonny Blockchain. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see a comment of why you like using Jonny Blockchain, or you can make a comment to why you don't want to use Jonny Blockchain. It doesn't matter. I want to see a comment plus your wallet address. I will then look at all those comments. I will add, see which ones are. They'll all be in order. And then I'll make a video and I'll use some random tool that picks a number out, like a bingo type thing number. There's a few of them I can use for free. And I'll record that. And whatever one that chooses, based on that they've done their wallet address and made a comment to either why they like to use Jonny Blockchain or why they don't like to use Jonny Blockchain. If you make a comment and it doesn't show, don't worry, because I've got to approve the comments, because I get a lot of spam of people trying to, robots trying to get you to scam out to other sites and whatnot. So I'll approve it doesn't matter what you want to say. Okay. You want to say good things or bad things. I'm not bothered. I'll approve every comment, providing it's got a wallet address in it. If it doesn't have a wallet address, then, and you haven't made a comment as well, you know, a few lines to say why you like using Jonny Blockchain or why you don't want to use Jonny Blockchain and your wallet address. If you haven't made that comment and you haven't put the wallet address in, then I'm just going to ignore that, and I'll delete those ones that are just the wallet address. So if you put just your wallet address, I'm going to delete your comment. You won't win anything. I want to see a comment. And if you'd like to give me the thumbs up, then do that. If you'd like to share this video with somebody else, then do that. And also, if you want to join Jonny Blockchain, you can either connect with somebody that showed you this video, or of course, you can go to jonnyblockchain.com and you'll find a link for that below the video. But if somebody else asks you to come and look at this video, please join Jonny Blockchain with their affiliate link. Don't join jonnyblockchain.com. Use their link that they've sent you. So great, guys. We've come up to the hour, and is the sex bot? Let me just quickly scan to see if there's anything that I want to bring out here. I wish I had a grandpapa so smart. I'm a grandpapa. That's right. I'm 60, believe it or not. Right. Does Jonny Blockchain give you the chance to be liquidated in extreme market? Well, what are you really asking, Roy? Are you really asking that question? Does Jonny Blockchain get a chance to be liquidated in an extreme market? So first off, let's understand what an extreme market is. So you mean that your bot was trading Bitcoin and Bitcoin went to zero and never went up again? Never went to a penny, never went to 10 cents. It just went to zero. So if you're trading a coin that goes to zero because somebody's pulled out the liquidity, or it's on an exchange and the exchange gets shut down, and that coin can't be, it was only traded on, like OKX, for example, you were trading their coin, but their coin, they got shut down by the government and the coin was worthless, then of course you'd lose your funds. But your coin that you're trading has to go to zero and stay there. If it goes to zero but doesn't stay there, then no, you can't lose your funds, because the bot would trade its way out of debt, providing you allow the bot to do it. But if you don't allow the bot to trade out of debt and it gets to zero and you say, I lost my money, them coins I've got, I'm just going to close that bot and walk away, Well, of course, you're going to get liquidated. So I don't really understand the thinking, Roy, behind that. Can it liquidate you in extreme circumstances? If there's 8,000 cryptocurrencies. Jonny Blockchain's DexBot trades with around, I think, 200 coins. So if you had a robot in all 200 coins and all 200 coins went to zero and all 200 coins never went above zero, yes, you would lose your funds in that extreme case. But if you were trading 200 coins and one of them went to zero and never recovered, but the other bots were still buying and selling, making a profit, yes, that funds that you were locked up in that one bot that went to zero and never ever recovered, the coin never went above 0 cents again, it stayed at zero, well, you would lose your money. But if your other bots, if you've got 10 other bots that are trading and have made you profit that covers the loss of that one, well, you haven't lost anything, have you? So it's a trading robot, okay? It's a trading robot. It's not a market maker. It doesn't make the market, it only follows the market. And with the strategy it uses in a bear market, it may need more risk capital for it to trade its way out of debt. It cannot trade its way out of debt if you stop the bot. Simple as that. So hopefully that answers your question, Roy. So I think we're done. I'm going to shut down now and say thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm going to try and do one of these a week, okay? And I'll do them at different times. Have a great day. When the call's finished, the live broadcast, remember, comment and your wallet in the comments below the video. You have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon. Tutty bye.